Welcome. I'm not really sure about the audio and video today because it's really pretty rough, but we'll see if it works out. And I think you can hear me because I can hear me, but we'll see if that means that you can hear me. Somebody let me know. We are using a really limited feed, so I'm sorry if this isn't the quality we usually put out, but for anybody that does stream live, you'll know that I'm using just 800 kilobytes per second, which is really slow for what you stream at usually. And it's really dark outside, so it's really dark in here. I struggled with a couple things this morning, but hopefully we gotten things straightened out and be able to do this. Hi, Hard Nap Farms. Windy. Hello, Broke Urban Farmer. I'm glad that the audio and video look alright. I spent a little bit of time this morning trying to see if I could use my new camera, but I don't think I can. So for live streaming, and I also, so then I took time away from setting the regular stream up, which is fine. It just took a little longer than I was expecting. We've done a bunch of work outside on getting the garden ready and planting. We got 2 new beds put together. We haven't got them filled yet. Beds that Jerry bought last year at TSC, and I wasn't sure how hard they would be to put together or even how sturdy they'd be. They seem like they'll both be sturdy enough, and they weren't real hard to put together. They're both, one of them's an imitation, or looks like an old steel tub. It's not, but it looks like an old steel tub. And then the other one's a corrugated steel of some kind. I thought maybe it was aluminum, it's so thin, but it's not aluminum because I did go grab a magnet and it's steel, so it's a really light grade of steel corrugated roofing type material. But both of them look like they'll be pretty decent. One of them is 18 inches deep, and the other one is 12 inches deep, I believe. And so then the next day I went out, or 2 days later, I think it was 2 days later, I went out in the woods and I cut a bunch of wood to fill the bottom because we really like using the hugelkultur approach. I hope I pronounced that right. Approach to gardening by filling the bottom with sticks and then the top with dirt. And that saves a lot of dirt, and it seems to work really well as that wood breaks down, so feeding the plants nutrients from deeper down. Since the last live stream, we planted the garden. There was a video on that. We planted the garden, and we did a bunch of radishes. She's not a real huge fan of radishes, so I guess I'll be eating a bunch of radishes. Probably see if we can find some ways to eat it different ways than just fresh, because she did put quite a few, and we'd really like to incorporate something that's easy to grow into our diet. Yeah. I'm gonna have company. Company. Hello.
Hi, Wendy. Hi, Scotty. I think that's your name.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Well, I can't decide if the chat froze or if we froze. chat out. That usually fixes it if it's the chat that's froze. Ah, there you go. I don't think we froze.
Okay. Oh, I'm here now. I had to get Farm Kid 1 ready. I think my glasses got rained on.
Why is it wet outside?
Maybe they're just smeared from.
I've heard it's a little wet outside.
Well, not as wet coming from the sky as it was when we about 10 o'clock, 9:30. It was pouring down. Now it's just a drizzle. Stormed how many times last night? And I'm not sure how much rain we got. I haven't went down to the barn to check the rain gauge yet. I haven't got a rain gauge out at our house, but there's one down at the barn. Yesterday, Dad said he dumped 2/10 of an inch out. I bet there's more than that today. So, did you get anything done this week around the farm?
I talked about it some, putting together our new beds for the, and then going and cutting lumber for the beds.
Yeah.
Well, not lumber, just cutting up branches and sticks to go in the bottom of the beds.
They weren't really branches, really. They were actual trees.
They were trees, maybe. We had some, well, we lost power once last night, I know at least, because the computers were off and stuff was blinking when I came down this morning. And then, yeah, we had a really, really bad storm about 10 o'clock. And it's raining again now, but the storm at 10 o'clock had me unplugging computers because it was lightning and thundering real loud. So.
Well, we probably got Scotty's rain because we're just across the border from each other. So the rain that we have now, he had a couple hours ago. But when I looked at the weather map, that storm at 10 was all red. Really, on the weather map, it was all red. The stuff that we were going to get this afternoon wasn't nearly as heavy. So I'm hoping that we can go outside and get some fresh air this afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. I've had
This whole week off of work?
I've had this week off. Finally starting to get rested up. I feel like slept in a little bit today. I guess I got about 12 hours of sleep. Well, 11 or 12 hours of sleep last night. And that's probably the closest I've come to getting caught back up on sleep. I was up a lot of hours last weekend.
Well, that one day you were up for almost 24 hours on Saturday.
And I hadn't got caught back up on that since then, so I was really happy today to have slept in. Slept until 8 o'clock. It was really late in the morning, but...
Well, you must have only about 11 hours, because I think I went to bed about 9:30.
Okay.
It's just been, with him being home, we've been trying to catch up on projects. We went and planted seeds in the greenhouse this week.
I was talking about you plant a bunch of radish seeds and you don't really like radish, so
Yeah, I planted radishes, turnips, and beets, which I don't know if I like. I have had beets a few times, but only in other stuff. Like the last time I had them, I cooked them with potatoes. I only had about a pound of beets, and I made mashed potatoes with them. So it was enough beets to make the mashed potatoes pink, but it wasn't really enough to affect the flavor too much. I don't think I've ever had turnips. When I was pregnant, I think it was turnips that she said to recommend to eat. But
beets.
Was it beets? I thought it was turnips. Okay, but anyway. I don't know if I've ever had turnips, and I know I don't really like radishes. I'll eat a few, but not really a huge radish fan. So I planted three of the four things that I planted. I don't really know if I'm going to eat very many of them, but I figured those were pretty easy crops and they can go in the ground when it's still cold. So I got those planted. And the fourth crop I planted was 18 pea plants. I know I like peas, but I need to go outside and plant the rest of my peas. That was all in the greenhouse. I'm going to try some peas outside, and then I'm going to try a packet of onions outside because we didn't have very good luck with them inside the greenhouse last year. Starting them, I'm going to just try them outside at the correct spacing. Direct sowing them out in the garden bed at the correct spacing just to see what happens.
I heard some thunder.
Yeah, we might lose power again. Probably not, but could possibly. We don't usually lose power very much here.
Not any more often than we lost it when we lived in town. Probably not as often as we lost it when we lived in town.
I mean, growing up on these lines, the longest we ever lost power for was, I don't know, 5 or 7 days or something. It was a real bad ice storm. I can't tell you the year, but I know it was during the Super Bowl. Because the Steelers were playing somebody else that year, and that stuck in my head that it was during a Super Bowl. So I could look it up probably what year it was, but that was the longest we've ever lost power, but it doesn't really happen very often. That was like when the whole state had lost power.
So we were without power for a long while in town there. I mean, it was the longest I've ever been out of power in town, I think. It probably was only 12 hours or so, but...
So I need to go get those onions. I was just thinking, I need to go get those onions planted.
Sometime. I bet you don't plant them today.
Probably not today or tomorrow.
Well, you've got an advantage. You could just sort of spread them out across the top of the ground, and you could just go out and move them with a stick, and they'd be planted because it's like mud soup out there right now.
Yeah, it is very muddy. Yesterday when we went out to feed the cows, it wasn't too bad, but I bet today that it's really muddy because of that rain. I mean, it was muddier than I would have liked yesterday, but nothing like it'll be today, I'm sure. I'm trying to get this share one.
Have you grown carrots before, Scotty? We never had good luck growing carrots. I grew them as a kid, and we never ended up with carrots any bigger than probably like that. I've never tried them again since we've started doing raised beds. And I'm thinking that maybe the raised beds would have a looser soil to begin with. I'd be really curious to try carrots again because radishes form really well.
We don't even have any carrot seeds, so.
Well, I've completely quit growing or trying even to grow carrots. It's not that I don't like carrots, but I just remember the little short carrots and it's turned me off to trying to grow them. But I just recently thought, I don't know anybody that's tried to grow them in raised beds particularly. And I think the raised beds would probably have a looser soil. We have really, really compacted soil here. And so there's only a little bit of loose topsoil. So the raised beds give us an advantage here that we don't have direct sowing, although I think we're going to direct sow potatoes this year. So potatoes.
Oh,
right into the ground. Yeah,
I was going to say you always direct sow potatoes.
into the ground. We're going to do in-ground. Yeah, we're going to do in-ground gardening with the potatoes, and we did that last year with our tomatoes, and then we had a couple of peppers, but we hollowed out a spot and put dirt down in it, and I don't have that much extra dirt, so I probably won't amend the potatoes that heavily.
Yeah, when we went, Farm Kid 1 and I went to Menards Oh, it's probably been a week and a half now, or maybe it's been 2.5 weeks. But we went to Menards and was going to get some soil. But the kind of soil that we usually buy, they only had 3 bags left. And 2 of the 3 had cut open tops. So I didn't even want to mess with trying to get a discount on that. With the craziness of the currents. Yeah, that's my sweet potato.
Do you think it's sprouted?
Yeah, a little bit. The other one did too. They both actually did.
Actually, I think the other one might have more surface area that has sprouts on it than the first one. And it sprouted a lot more than I thought it was going to anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to sprout at all because it was way behind the other one. But I want to get more sweet potatoes in here. Hi, Leanna. Is it raining over in your neck of the woods? I didn't check to see if it was raining there.
It's probably snowing.
Is it that cold there?
I don't know. I thought you said that it was just snowed all the time there.
Yeah, it's still March. They're in Minnesota.
See? It's right in the name.
Yeah. I won't wish anything on you because we've got a lot of rain today. Well, this morning and yesterday we got some. And then it's supposed to rain again tomorrow, so. I think it's about nap time.
Nap time?
50 degrees tomorrow. Woo. Better get your t-shirt out.
You're wearing yours today.
Well, not outside. It's warm in here.
78. It says it's 78. I did turn the heat back, but it didn't actually cool off because it's not that cool outside. But
Well, you didn't open the window either today.
well, it seemed like if I didn't really want to get soaked, that probably was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, mud is.
Yeah, we know about mud here.
As I say, it's our new thing. Like,
Well, it is the month of mud. That's what March is always called, the month of mud. Except it might be February, March, and April. I remember, now this was, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, but my one cow, she was my prize cow at the time. I no longer have her, but she was his first calf heifer, and I kept telling her, you need to have a heifer, Kay, you need to have a heifer. Not only did she have a bull, she had him in a mud pot, a puddle of mud. So his name was Mud. But he was born March 8th. So that's why I always remember that. He was one of my favorite bulls. Now I just have Abraham Lincoln.
I thought his name was Abe.
Abraham Lincoln. '70s. Woo! Where are you at? I don't remember. I think I've probably seen it before, but because I know Scotty's in Indiana, not too far from us. Leanna's in Minnesota.
You didn't say it right.
Well, I don't want to jinx her too much there. And then we're in Ohio. Oh, Oklahoma. Okay. Yeah. You guys are gonna be sweltering here pretty soon.
Last night, the autocorrect on my phone I was trying to write the word pastor. It autocorrected it wrong 3 times in a row. Every time I would get down and look, it would be back up there and be wrong again. I was getting really frustrated. I'm like, just don't touch it. Like, please just leave that word alone. Time did you get up?
10 o'clock.
Time is it now?
12:23.
Okay. That maybe you've been up a long time. Maybe you need some coffee.
No, I just need to wake up or something. No. Go out and do
Chocolate.
Need to go out and do some
But you
jumping
need
jacks.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Go out and do some jumping jacks.
Oh, man.
Water.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink some water.
Water will fix it.
Hopefully.
Did it fix it? Boing.
So, let's see. Talked about seeds, talked about raised beds. We haven't had any calves recently. The last one was 3 or so weeks ago. We got some that are getting close. I checked yesterday. I've got 3 that are close. They were starting to have discharge, so I think they're getting close. They were all 2 of the 3 were really loose. It's just a fact of life.
Yeah.
We're the opposite though. We have what, three heifers and 1 bull. I think it's what we have, 3 heifers and 1 bull, or 4 heifers and 1 bull. Well, we have about 50 more to go or so.
Quite a few. As I said, there's only a few on the ground, and really, and they were ones that were out of.
No, there were ones that
They were outside our window, so.
Actually, I need to start. I just thought that last night. I need to talk to my brother about pulling the bulls out, because it's been long enough that those cows will start coming into heat. Then we'll be back to having fall calves. I'd rather just have the spring ones.
I know I keep touching my face, but I haven't been anywhere, so it should be just okay, right?
What?
I said I keep touching my face.
Oh.
I was gonna say the last several days there's been 3 adults and one farm kid, 1 out there feeding cattle, and that makes that chore a lot easier if there's the 3 of us out there. And
Yeah.
so I could it would definitely be at a disadvantage if there wasn't a bunch of people out there helping.
But and the advantage of having, like, because we have 50 more cows. There's my brother, my dad, and then Nathan and I. Now, one of us has to, if farm kid one's out, someone has to be watching her, because she's not old enough to be left in the field by herself yet. And but with 3 or 4 of us, it makes it not really that big of a chore to go out and take care of the cows. Yeah.
I was trying to see. I couldn't remember how I did pictures before, and I don't think I can do pictures again since I didn't set it up.
Oh man, I didn't give you any. We were trying to decide yesterday about the future of our YouTube channel. We were talking about it because, well, not right now, but Nathan, before all the craziness started, Nathan had signed up. He had bid on a new job, and they decided that for the time being they weren't going to do anything with that opening. They were just going to leave it because they didn't want to. I mean, that was before the stay-at-home order, but they didn't want to bring in outside people into the company to interview. See, I don't really think I have. All the pictures that I took have been on the real camera, so I don't know.
Well, and that's why I was trying to figure out how to put them on here, because I have them, but I don't remember what I did before. So,
but if Nathan were to get that new job, that would mean that he has less time for YouTube, and so either I would have to take charge and edit more videos. I mean, I know how to edit. I've edited a few videos. During Vlogmas, I was editing a lot, but since Vlogmas has ended the last 3 months, I've done a little bit of editing, but not much. So I can edit, I just don't very often. I've never heard of one with a. I mean, I've heard of prolapsed uteruses. I've never seen one in person, but I've never seen one with, or even heard about that. Oh man. Yeah, about the technology, if it wasn't for Nathan, I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff, because I can do some stuff, I can figure it out, but this is above my knowledge here, because I've never messed with it, and I really don't care to, so. Okay, so Nathan's looking at, trying to see if there's any pictures here, but I mean, you can, I don't. Hi, Papa Sprout.
you made an assumption there.
Well, Mama Sprout usually uses her own.
I suppose that's true.
So I'm sorry, Mama Sprout, if it's you, but I assume that it's Papa Sprout.
I was just saying you made an assumption. And what they say about assumptions.
Yes, I know what they say about assumptions. Ha! I was right.
If you see another one here.
How goes it down there at the other edge of the state? Oh yeah, I imagine she has a lot of work to do right now, huh?
I mean, this is our thumbnail today. I don't know if you know that. That one right there is our thumbnail.
If you guys saw the thumbnail,
We'll throw that one back here.
my one cow has an abscess. I've been trying to catch her. Well, I didn't have a halter out there, so I was trying to use my flannel shirt to catch her. She wasn't having any of it. It was probably pretty funny to watch, but
It was too far away for me to get any good pictures or video, but
Papa Sprout, I'm not gonna say what they say about assumptions on here. I'll tell you in person next time I see you. Keep this PG. We need to move the chickens here. I was just thinking, look at those pictures. We keep saying we need to move the chickens, but it just doesn't get done, and
it needs to happen soon.
yeah.
The chickens have they're starting to make a muddy mess again, and
Probably will after today. No, cows aren't. No, cows are not always willing. Patients, a lot of times they don't want you to touch them. No, that cow's always been. She's my show cow, but she's always been standoffish out in the field. She just doesn't. She just doesn't want you. She just doesn't want you near her. She's not mean or anything. She just wants to be left by herself. Okay.
From the back.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the local protocol is. I mean, there might only be one hospital. There's not very many hospitals around here. Well, I guess there's two. Anyway, but there's not been very many cases up around us yet. Not anything like over in Cleveland or Columbus. And I guess Toledo was a red spot too.
A red spot?
On the map, it was red. Cleveland, Columbus, and Toledo were red.
When did we last go live? Do you know?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. That I know. Thank you. That's really helpful.
The 14th.
14th. Okay, this is the last.
Well, okay.
Folder of pictures.
So some of our cows are like, leave me alone. I'm not gonna come after you, but just leave me alone or whatever. And some of them have to be right on top of you. My one cow, she 1 year we were going to the fair. It was the last fair of the year, and she wasn't going. She was really upset that she wasn't going. She stood down at the edge of at the fence, where the closest that she could get to us, and she just kept bawling. She was gonna get on the trailer and worry about her calf later. It was hilarious. I miss that cow, but
Alright, we're gonna see if we can do these pictures. We can do some pictures. I don't know.
okay, Nathan's gonna try to do pictures here, so
Well, actually, I need to. I still got a little bit of work, but that's what I'm doing. So.
okay, I'll keep talking. I can talk sometimes. Let's see. Papa Sprout, that is my thought too, and I still think that. But I've been reading some cases, and I'm it's the worst case scenarios. But it sounds awful. But if you look at the current events compared to like the Spanish flu, it's just there's not been near as many cases.
Okay.
Should be fine. There's not been near as many cases, and definitely not as many fatalities as much. I don't wish that there is that many fatalities. Just
Trying to get the same stuff in here that I have.
oh, okay. See, I don't know how to do any of this. He keeps pushing buttons and stuff is happening, but I want to know how to replicate it here over there. I guess there was a death around in our area though. It was an older gentleman. I think he was in his 80s. But when I looked, he wasn't counted in that county as dying, so I don't know. I don't understand how they're counting stuff. Even though it was reported he died in the county seat over there. But he wasn't listed on that. There was no patients listed as dying in that county. So I'm not sure what's going on over there with all these numbers. You could put that on the channel.
Oh, what?
You could move that up over there.
What, here?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it's not going to work. Trying to see if I can soften the edge of the window here.
I'm not even going to go there about this route. Of course, I haven't really looked at it, but my dad told me yesterday it started in Kansas. I don't know. He likes history stuff. I mean, I'll look at it. I just don't have. I don't have the brain space for history right now. As much history as my dad does, anyway. So, does everyone have enough supplies for? Well, I don't know who's all in lockdown or stay-at-home orders. Our state went to a stay-at-home Tuesday. Of course, some people aren't following it. We haven't went anywhere since Tuesday.
All right, I think I'm ready to try this.
Okay, Nathan's ready to try.
Somebody tell us when we get into this if you can still hear us and see us, because... All right. Somebody give us some feedback and tell us whether you can still hear us and see us, because I did change things. Hopefully you have a picture. I don't really know, because...
Looks like a picture.
It looks like it worked on, yeah. Okay.
I can see a picture. I don't know.
So now we can talk about pictures. But...
Okay, so this was the second day that we went out and took the cows this week. Is that me?
I think so. Yeah, this was the second day we went out to feed cows. This is the second bale of that day. We've been taking 2 bales out.
It may have been the first day then, because the first day I did the first, or the second day I did the first bale. So it's probably the first day.
Well, this carrier you only wore the first day, I know.
So this is the first day. Never mind, I was wrong. And then there's the horse, and there's me with my flannel shirt after I got done trying to catch a cow.
See, I thought she just got hot because I was busy unloading a bale, and so I wasn't paying any attention.
That's Cinnamon, though. You have to pet her if you walk past her, otherwise you get in trouble. She will let you know too if she's not happy with you. She lets my brother know much more frequently than she lets anybody else know, though, because he does not pet her as often. Maybe ever, I'm not sure. He says he does, I don't know. This picture cracks me up. This was I think it was yesterday. The first calf is a 4-H project for a girl from church, but then the calf behind him, or I guess that one's a girl. The calf behind her, he's got it. Or is that a girl too? I think that one's a girl too. She's got her head thrown up. She's got an attitude. She just kept doing that too. She kept lifting her head up like, what do you want? That was hilarious. Is that a drone picture?
Yeah, that was the 25th. I think that was the first day we went out to feed cows this week.
Well, what happened? We went out. We walked the fence just to make sure the deer hadn't knocked any part of the fence down, and we looked over across the ditch, and there was this black lump over in the other field, and there was no cows over there. So Nathan flew out afterwards to see if he could see anything, but then he caught this picture of. And then there's a cat. And this is the day that we went out and planted in the greenhouse. And there's Ethan and Farm Kid one. They were breaking up the soil for the peas. Then we're back to the beginning.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, let's see if I can come back to the regular one.
Huh. See, I haven't really been paying attention to DeWine very much. I mean, I hear it through the grapevine enough that I don't need to watch it every day. But see, I hadn't heard that anything about it till mid-May.
I would say we're fine staying at home because there's so many projects that I've got behind on. Because most of the daylight hours I sleep, and so.
Yeah, but he might be considered essential. Now they did take the 2 weeks off, but his workplace might go start back up in I guess a week now because it's already been a week. Because they're in the steel that they have work with metal, so they could be considered essential. We'll see though. Oh man, I still haven't woke up, and I've been in here like a half an hour. Well, I guess part of the reason we don't have any kind of TV. I mean, we have a TV, but it's not hooked up to either an antenna or cable or anything. So we can only watch YouTube. So it's harder to watch stuff live than it is on. It's harder to stay up on the live stuff. So
I say I have a hard time sitting through political stuff anyway. I just don't. I have my opinions. They're not going to change them, and so that doesn't blend well with being nice and political and correct. So I don't even like to listen to all the pleasantries and niceness. Just give me. I'd rather read I'd either rather read a transcript or an article about what's been said because I don't listen to all the pleasantries.
yeah, I'm essential to stay at home too. I had thought about Kroger, which is a big retail grocery store here. I mean, in Ohio and along the East Coast. I know there's Rouse, which is a chain. They keep sending out emails. We're hiring. I thought about going to work there, just because we weren't sure at the beginning about Nathan's work situation.
Still not really sure. But
We're not sure, but they're talking about going in.
Since we've been married, I don't think I've ever had TV.
We never had cable.
I did for a period of time before we were married, but I even had given that up.
Bye, Scotty.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I don't know. We even used to have Netflix. We got rid of that. We just got rid of Amazon Prime. Not been quite a month yet, right? Bye, Wendy. Have a good day. Hope you guys get everything done that you need to. So we just have YouTube, and I don't know if we could. Oh, you do YouTube.
I think it's catching.
I don't know if we can do. I know Pluto TV has some stuff on it, but I don't know. Never really looked into it.
I say we don't have enough time to keep up with everybody we want to on YouTube, so I don't know that it really makes much difference whether we have once in a while I break down and we watch an actual movie.
Because you have a YouTube, right?
I have YouTube Red.
So there's movies on there. Which I really wish there was some way to connect his account and my account.
Without paying more.
Yeah, because because when we're on his, there's no ads and it's really nice.
Making me tired, and it's happening.
I don't know why I'm so tired.
I could say that I got up early, but I didn't. I slept till 8 this morning.
Well, I'm the one that fell asleep in the chair last night. I haven't done that in a long time. Sat down in the chair. About 15 minutes later, I was asleep. He was watching one of his friends' videos on Facebook. They'd uploaded a live video, and I was out.
I actually already finished watching it. I was just going back to share it. We haven't been very consistent about putting out videos. I'm not the least bit sorry that we're not consistent about putting out videos.
No, it's a lot more stressful for us to try to put out a video like, oh, you gotta have one out one Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, whatever. It's just, we're not in a stage of life where, like, I can just come in here and edit during the day, because Farm Kid 1 will come in here and then the computer gets shut off, or everything gets drug about the office, and then it's a big mess. So right now, it is what it is.
I was gonna say, I think I have one more video where I said that I talk about greenhouse temps, and I worked on getting all the temps put in that I have this week, and I'm not actually recording them anymore because I know I'm above freezing and we can plant. And mostly what I wanted to know next year is, because I think we were probably could have planted a week earlier, and that's the kind of data I would like to have, the earliest planting time. We'll probably go back to recording temperatures again in the fall, so I can know like my latest planting time inside the greenhouse.
If we did put videos out every day, would we get as big as Mr. Beast and be able to buy $1 million in food? Just be able to give millions away.
No, we're never getting that big. Not even if we put one out every day.
Oh.
When you're least prepared for it, man, that's when it will all break loose.
I need to get up. I need to go up and run laps around the house. Does it stop raining yet?
I was gonna say, if you run laps, probably the first step off the porch, you'll sink deeper than you can get out of. So. I don't either. Just for the record, I don't either. As much as I enjoy the whole technology and editing and all that, I don't want to create that much content. Most of those people spend a lot of time creating the content, and I don't have that kind of time or energy that I want to dedicate to being inside and sedentary like that. I really like going out on the farm and doing stuff, and if I can take you along, that's fine. But
well, one of the things we talked about yesterday was just doing a live every Saturday and that being pretty much it on our videos. I don't know if we're there yet.
Well, we're not there yet, but I mean that really might be something in the future we go to.
I don't know, if it just depends on if you get that job, and as summer comes, noon might not be a good time anymore to do a live anyway.
don't know.
Well, because it's hot. Like you're.
I was gonna say it's gonna get warm and be fine to be back inside at noon. So, and even if you don't, you continue to sleep in later, which you probably will if I continue on this shift. Then noon's probably a good time for you guys to get up.
Well, if you don't go to bed till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
It doesn't even matter, does it? You guys have been going to bed about midnights and still don't get
1
up till
o'clock.
10. Hey,
Well, Frank could want to go to bed at like 1 or something, and then I'll go to bed at 3 or 4.
I don't know. I can't stay up that late. It doesn't really matter what shift I'm on. I have trouble staying up beyond. I get up early, and I get up early when I'm trying to be on first shift, which is what I'm on now. And when I'm on third shift, I don't sleep any more than 7 hours, hardly ever. So. Somebody said they collected wild onions.
Oh, yeah, one of my friends, she texted me.
That she collected wild onions, and I said, I'm not even sure if I could find wild onions if I wanted. I actually do know that there are some wild onions out there, and there are some leeks too, but both of them at this point in time would be buried in so much water there'd be no way we could get to them.
Well, I know where there's some wild onions that we could possibly get to right now. Or there used to be. I don't know. I didn't go check last year. Yeah, a lot of the herbal stuff isn't like you need to have it dried from last year, or you need to wait until it pops up again this spring. We have last year's farmers market. The one lady was selling walking onions. So if I let those keep propagating like they have been, we'll have a whole farm of wild or walking onions here in a couple of years. Those things multiply like crazy.
But we didn't really eat any of them. Very few of them last year, I think.
No, I ate a bunch of them because I would just chop them and use them like a regular onion.
No, but there are quite a few out there, I noticed.
And I thought I had them all pulled up out of that one bed out front, and there's one out there.
At least
that
one.
Showed up so far. Just at least one. It looks like it may have stopped raining. The sun's coming out.
See, I don't mind being up at night either, if I'm set up to do that, but I don't sleep very well during the day, so.
I worked third shift for 3 weeks. Well, that's for about 9 years ago. It was so hard to sleep. I could come home and sleep for a couple hours after work, and I tried to get a couple hours of sleep before I went back into work. But it was only 3 weeks, so I didn't really have time to adjust. But it was rough. And he's been on it for almost 3 years, and I wouldn't even know where to start with the herbal stuff, because people talk about going out and getting stinging nettle. I'm like, that sounds painful.
I'm not very good at identifying it either. It's stuff out that I didn't plant to know what was supposed to come back up. I'm not very good at identifying out in the wild. Although her father is really good at identifying, especially stinging nettle. So he showed me some last year. Now, I never harvested any, but really early on when it was still harvestable, because that's the thing, you don't harvest stinging nettle while it's stinging, but I fixed the curtain in my bedroom.
Yeah, we have a night out or a blackout curtain in our window, and he sewed it. He sewed it. He bought peel and stick Velcro, which is really expensive for what it is, but a lot more than I was expecting when we bought it. But so he had to sew the peel and stick stuff fast because it wasn't sticking. That'd be a good series to do about the learning how to identify it, especially if you have a knowledgeable person to go help you. That'd be a good series. Then you just have to sit down and find the time to edit it.
You think that would be a difficulty?
I don't know. I just know how it is. I've filmed some stuff with the intention of going back and editing it, and I haven't. It just happens. So, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Ready to go?
I'll keep yawning. I'm gonna put them to sleep. It says we have 3 people left. I'm gonna put 3 people to sleep. Oops.
What, you, Leanna, and
I'm not on it. I don't know who the 3rd person is. See, now that I'm in it, it says 4. I don't know. I don't know who the 3rd person is.
All right. Well, we're gonna go, and thank you for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for
talking to us.
Thanks for coming and talking, and
We enjoy our chats.
yeah. I know sometimes it's my life. I just feel really tired today for some reason. So.
The rain.
And other things. I'm gonna try to go get up and go do some work, and hopefully I won't be so tired. But they said I'm not putting them to sleep. But I still think I better go and get some stuff done, because if I go to bed early again tonight, I don't have that much time to get everything done today.
Maybe we'll go wash up some maple sap containers real quick.
The sap buckets have been sitting, waiting to get cleaned out for 3 weeks now or something.
Well, I was gonna say they've been inside waiting to be cleaned out for at least a week, because I thought I was gonna get to them since I was off, and there's been other things. But
yeah, we need to clean sap buckets up and get some laundry caught up and get our onion seeds planted.
you too, Papa Sprout.
Bye, Leanna. Bye, Papa Sprout. Have a good day.